Добрый день. Good afternoon in Russian. This is Armansky Dinsky reporting from the Kremlin. And this afternoon, we are to discuss the politics behind the Russian vaccine produced by my friend Vladimir Putin. The question is this safe? Is this a medical decision? Is this a political decision? And what of the decision and announcement of your president, President Duterte, about lining up to be the first to take the Russian, what they now call Sputnik vaccine. So, we will analyze the issue. Is it prudent? Is it realistic? Will it save the situation? Will it save people? Will it resolve the medical, political, and economic quagmire the country is in today? From my end, the announcement by our president that he will line up for the vaccine again goes to the script of Malacanang, which I suspected all along. That all the while, they have been in talks with China, they have been in talks with Russia, and all the while, the strategy was to wait out for a vaccine that would come, but which now seems is a little late in coming. You see, from the very beginning, they have belittled, they have downplayed the problem of coronavirus. Because all along, they have believed in the Chinese script that a vaccine is forthcoming. But this is not what the medical communities are saying. They are going against that. So, from the beginning, while other countries like New Zealand, Vietnam, Japan, Thailand, and Taiwan even, they stuck with the time-tested formula, mass testing, contact tracing, isolation and treatment. But on the part of the Philippines, we only began to seriously do those things only in the end of July. And until now, we are still building up the quarantine centers. In Manila, they already have 17 quarantine centers with 500 bed capacity. It started way back in March. But the national government did not do that. And now, our hospitals are being flooded with patients. And there are no quarantine centers or quarantine areas, extensions of the hospitals to take them in. All because, from the beginning, as the president said, he was hoping China would develop a vaccine by September. We are almost near September, and that is not yet forthcoming. That is why he again thought of another bright idea, and that idea is to get it from Russia, because Russia seems to be aggressive in developing that vaccine. But is it the right decision? From my end, it is not the right decision. I'm not a doctor, but I'm a political operator. I'm a political observer. Even abroad, and even Putin is riding on with the idea that it is Russia's Sputnik moment. This is Russia's moment of doing something first that has never been done in the world. And to refresh your memories about what is Sputnik. Sputnik is the first artificial satellite sent out by Russia in 1957. To go back, to put context in history of what brought about this Sputnik thing and why Putin is very proud of this and calling the vaccine the Sputnik moment for Russia. After World War II, there was a Cold War between two countries, within two countries that developed atomic bomb technology and nuclear bombs. Russia on one hand and America on the other. They were both two equally powerful world powers and each holding their own allies. So they were trying to beat each other in prestige, in power, in military might. And what came about, because they couldn't shoot each other, they couldn't exterminate each other because that would mean the end of the world, they engaged in a moon race. They engaged in a race on who could be the first country to bring humans to the moon. And thus, in 1955, there came about the moon race between Russia and USA. And Russia, in the initial days, almost beat the US because, yes, 2 years after declaring that they will send their own satellite, they did send the Sputnik. And for that moment, they were held as the superpower. They were held as communism was hailed as the best formula system of government in the world. And that brought a lot of prestige, recognition, and power to Russia. And then they outdid themselves when in 1961 they sent the first human in space, and he was my cousin Yuri Gagarin. I'm very proud of my cousin Yuri Gagarin. So he circled the Earth atmosphere, but not reaching the moon yet. And then in 1963, or 2 years later, Russia sent Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman in space, again circling the atmosphere in outer space. But eventually, America beat Russia when in 1967 they sent the Apollo rocket bringing Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. So this was in 1969, and that ended the space race with America winning. So you see the historical context why Russia is in trouble economically, as is the Philippines, as is the US, because of COVID. But before that, if you've been to Russia like me, you would see they also have large areas of very, very poor Russians, and we are better than them. Our poverty here is better than Russia because we don't have winter. There we have seen lots of wooden houses with apparently no heating technology, and they are really poor. They are really suffering. So the vaccine will not only bring lots of rubles or money to Russia, but it also bring prestige. It will once again bring the Sputnik moment where Russia is in the center of the universe as far as recognition is concerned. But at what price to humanity? The price is the danger that this vaccine will pose. In fact, Daniel Salmon, the director of Institute for Vaccine Safety at Johns Hopkins University, a very prestigious university and medical research center, said, I think it's really scary. It's really risky. Describing what Russia have said. You see, a good medicine, the one that we are using now, the one that are proven to cure sickness, they take as much as 10 years in development and observation. And in the case of many medicines, they have 3 phases. First phase, the animals. Second phase, about 10 or more people. And the third phase, the mass testing, which is which involves thousands of people. And Russia is rushing toward the third phase when the other countries are still there are 29 vaccines under development in China, in the US, Europe, and Israel. But Russia is more aggressive. They are doing shortcuts. In fact, they were able to do this because they use their military men as volunteers. But you know, they can clearly fake the finding, and this is dangerous. And in fact, John Moore, a virologist at the Weill Cornell Medical College in New York, said, this is all beyond stupid. Putin doesn't have a vaccine. He's just making a political statement. So there you go. Putin doesn't have a proven, effective, and safe vaccine. He just wants to make splash in the world like they did when they set out the Sputnik, and at the brief moment, Russia was king of the world again. So that is the Sputnik moment. Good for them. In fact, they are just while saying that they are making it available to the world, they admitted that they are just going to the third phase of the research, and we'll be experimenting with 2,000 people in Russia, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, and Mexico. But other companies are having 30,000 volunteers each. Per trial, per medicine, they are testing 30,000 people. So this is the problem we are in now. So from my end, I see the president's declaration as again political statement, perhaps to save face, because he hooked his wagon or all his hopes on China's vaccine in September, and it is not coming. So he's now going to Russia. But at what cost? At what danger to bring to himself and to the Filipino people? But then again, if you ask me, it's fine. I will not stop the president. I will even encourage him to take the test. I will even encourage Secretary Duque. I will even encourage spokesperson Harry Roque. I will even encourage all the IATF officials, all the congressmen, the senators, especially the PhilHealth generals. All of them should take the test. And also, I would challenge, this is a challenge to the 16 million DDS. If you really believe in your president, I mean, in our president, I recognize him as our president, but I don't support him because I see what is wrong in his policies and competence or lack of it by his people. I recognize him as president, but I don't support his programs and projects, which we see now as having failed the Filipino people. So, this is my challenge to those people still, to the 16 million DDS, is still supporting Because it's one thing to support the president. I support the president. He's the duly elected president. He's the constitutionally elected president. But I don't support his programs and projects. So if you still support his programs and projects, then take the vaccine. Volunteer yourselves, all the 16 million. And we who have already opened our eyes to the reality of what is happening, to the failure all around, the corruption all around, we will thank you all for it, for taking the test. So again, we end here. My comrades, good afternoon again. This is Armand Nokum. Please subscribe to the Blackcaster Armadine YouTube channel. And please share it to your friend if you share my views. And stay safe, everyone. If you want to try the vaccine, you can do it. You feel free to tell me later on what your experience about it. So thank you very much for watching, and see you soon in Saint Petersburg, comrade.